Hi, I'm Gayla. After 20 years of climbing the corporate ladder, I took the leap and started my own business to pursue my dream of creating a work-from-anywhere lifestyle. Having the freedom to work from practically anywhere is such a cool feeling. You're in the right place if you're looking for ideas and inspiration to start and grow your own online business. Every week in this podcast, you'll receive practical ideas, hints, tips, and tricks to help you grow your online business where you can leverage your time and you can accomplish more. You too can experience wonderful adventure and freedom as you live life on your own terms. Hi there! I am so glad that you're here today for today's show. I wanted to talk a little bit about passive income. Depending on where you're at in your online business building effort, you may or may not have heard of the term or understand what passive income is. Now, if you're not sure what it is, because I certainly didn't know a few years ago, it's defined as income resulting in cash flow on a regular basis with little effort. I mean, that's what the definition is that I found anyway. And it sounds fantastic, doesn't it? Like money for nothing. So why aren't we all doing it? Well, in episode number 74, I listed out a number of work from anywhere jobs. All of them were ideas where you could work for a number of clients or just do the thing that you do best. And freelancing or building a business around one-on-one client work, providing services is one way to get started. And it's a fantastic way to break from your day job and moonlight for working for a few clients here and there to get some experience in something different. And it gets you experience in growing your own thing. And you can hop over to GaylaScrivener.com/job list and download the 20 work from anywhere job ideas. It's a little download, and that will help you get your creative juices flowing on the types of things that you could do. That was mainly for freelancing type things or one-on-one client jobs. Or you may be getting started, you have your day job, and you may be getting started becoming involved in an MLM, selling products that you really believe in and that work for you. And that too is a great side gig that works for many people, and it can get you away from your day job. But what about this passive income stuff? How do we get money for nothing? It sounds fantastic, but if it were truly money for nothing, then why isn't everyone doing it? My take on it is that it could be for one of 2 or 3 reasons. The first reason, people just don't know how to get started. Passive income can come from a number of places. When you think about online passive income, the main thing that comes to mind is affiliate programs. And you may or may not be familiar with affiliate programs, but what an affiliate is where you help someone else sell their thing and receive a little commission on that thing that you sell. Maybe it's a piece of software or someone else's course. Many online course creators have affiliate programs where you can boost or promote what they're offering. In return, you get a little commission if someone buys through the link that they give you. And many online software companies or services have programs where you can receive a little commission for anyone who uses your affiliate link to buy the software or the service. So you can sign up. If the company offers an affiliate program, many times there's a place on their website where you can click on it and sign up and then just go through the hoops of what their application process is. And some are a little bit more difficult than others. Pretty much you get this little link that's unique to you that is trackable if someone purchases that particular product or service using the link that you provided. Now, on Scrivener Solutions website, if you go to the Resources tab, there are a number of resources or tools that my company, Scrivener Solutions, uses. Every one of those tools on that website, that software, we use for our clients or for ourselves, and we use every single one of those. We link to the program or the tool for every single one of those things listed, but there's only a few on there where I'm an affiliate for. For example, if you were to click on Bluehost or LastPass, those two links, and it specifically says it underneath those products, those two products I have an affiliate link for. So if you decide that, okay, you're ready to start a website based off of maybe one of my podcast episodes, and you're looking through the resources on Scrivener Solutions, and you're like, you know what? Gayla uses Bluehost. She recommends it. I'm going to click here and sign up for my account. Well, I would get a little commission on that. And that's an affiliate link because that's a special link that goes over. And it is not an extra charge to you, to the consumer. Those are examples of some affiliate or referral programs that does help with, a different revenue stream. Although I don't focus on those so much. And the best thing and the most ethical thing for you to do is to only recommend and use affiliates for products or affiliate links for products that you actually use and you believe in. Now, like I said, if you were to go to scrivenersolutions.com and click on the resources, and then you decide to get web hosting through Bluehost using my link, well, I would get a little tiny commission. It's a message of appreciation when you use somebody else's affiliate link because you're following someone and you're taking their recommendation based off of their experience. And so that's a little thank you. And there are a few rules that you should be aware of. And if you decide to really roll up your sleeves and learn more about affiliate marketing, then you need to disclose that you will receive compensation for the links that you may have on your website. It's the right thing to do anyway. Just have full disclosure. Amazon is like the biggest retailer out there. And Amazon has an affiliate program. I don't know exactly how it works. I just started it. And I just started it on GaylaScrivener.com. So if you go over to GaylaScrivener.com, there is a resources tab there as well. And what I thought I'd do was experiment a little bit and put a few books that I like, I've read, and they have influenced my growth of my business. I recommend them. I recommend one I'm going to talk about a little bit more, Michael Hyatt's platform. But if you click on that and you decide to buy that book based off of my recommendation, I do get a little commission on that. And I can promote these types of products however ethically I want to. Robert and I may be doing in the future for our Been There Doing That, our travel blog. I think what would be a good opportunity, and just throwing this idea out to you, you could start a review blog for the products that you actually use and that you like, and you can, like this Zoom recorder that I'm using right now. We got this on Amazon. And Robert and I can do a review. We can do a little video about it and talk about it and say the pros and cons and everything like that. And that can be a part of our blog. That can be promoted out on social. We can have it as part of a YouTube playlist of our reviews. And then the links on there that go right to the Zoom recorder that we're using could be an affiliate link. So I'm just throwing that idea out because if you're trying to get started with some sort of an affiliate, maybe there's a course that you've taken that you totally believe in. And so if there is something, a course out there that you're just fired up about, why not see if there's an affiliate with it, talk it up, talk about what you've learned, and then you may receive customers and receive commissions through an affiliate link. So that's just a few ideas about that. And it's pretty cool, but this leads me to reason number 2 as to why not everyone is earning passive income. It takes work. Oh no, I said that 4-letter word, WORK. I was joking recently with my friend Autumn and my client Jen in 2 different conversations that passive income, boy, is a heck of a lot of work. Now, Autumn joking with me and talking with me, and I think that she made a reference to it in our podcast a few weeks ago that, man, she's seeing some results of some courses that she's developed, but those courses had been developed for quite some time, and it takes a lot of work to get that momentum going. And my client Jen was pleasantly surprised with a higher than normal book sales that she had in the month of August, which was great. It was just like, man, I've had these workbooks out for a long time and it's becoming passive. And so we joke about, man, it takes a lot of work. And to earn that passive income, there is a lot of foundational work that must be done first. Why should people buy from you anyway, or what you're offering? Well, you got to do the work in building the relationships and an audience, a platform. You've got to have a circle of people who will listen to what you have to say and trust you and would go with what recommendations you may offer. As I was talking about last week about creating content is a part of creating your platform and building that foundation. And then there's the work of talking about it and talking about it all the time. You think that you're talking about this thing so much that everybody's getting sick of it, but not everybody's heard about it. And we're all bombarded by so many messages. So it takes work to build that relationship, to build that trust, and for us to learn how to communicate better so that we can have our message come across and that we're helping the right people and what we have to offer is perfect for that person. Like I said, there is a lot of work of talking about it, and the larger your audience, the more influence you may have when recommending something. And then there's others who use their online courses as passive income, but to get the online course set up, oh my goodness, that takes a heck of a lot of work and a lot of effort with no guarantee that it will pay off, at least the first time launching it. And you must work to get it just right and a process that will give all the attendees results. And sometimes it's trial and error. And sometimes you mess up and you've got to shift and you've got to work to make that course successful. So I keep saying that 4-letter word, work, WORK. Now, I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer about it. No, not at all. I just want you to be realistic about the whole process. And I think most people who try to earn passive income just don't have the right mindset. They think it's passive. Therefore, the payoff should be quick and massive. The work to achieve passive income is more like a marathon than it is a sprint. And for my business to achieve my work from anywhere lifestyle, I think many different revenue streams are important to make up the totality of my income. Certainly, the bulk of my income right now is client work, one-on-one client work. However, I have other things in development and working for me that I'm excited about, and it's growing and things are paying off. However, there's a lot of work to it. See, that 4-letter word again. That work seemingly don't have time for because my day is already full of client stuff. It's like having 2 jobs and it's draining, but that's okay because I see the payoff in the future. Now, I have several of my clients in the same scenario or similar scenario. They've been doing this one-on-one time-intensive thing while at the same time they're either starting or they've been building this other thing, whether it's a course or whether it's promoting a particular product or getting into a different revenue stream so that they would have ultimately less effort with more sales. But that doesn't mean less effort to get it started. No. And for them, it is a change. It is trial and error, and it is study, and it is like working 2 jobs because it is. And it wouldn't be any different if you right now are stuck in a day job. It's not any different because you've got all day to work in this job that you hate, right? Well, then you can moonlight and do something different. Pick up some affiliate type stuff and learn how to promote that. Or download GaylaScrivener.com/job list. And that's going to give you ideas, 20 ideas, in fact, of what kind of work from anywhere jobs that you could look into. Something different than what you're doing right now. Something that sparks your interest, your creative juices flowing. And if you start getting incrementally a little bit of income in, your whole world will just open up. It is going to feel like 2 jobs because it is. It really is. And venturing into doing something that you're not sure how to do, just do it anyway, even though it's a little scary. And I think far too often people give up before they realize that the payoff is just around the corner. They give up before that hard work pays off. Now, I fell into creating passive income for myself and really didn't realize it at the time. And let me tell you how. It was about, it was 2007 when I received an offer to be promoted within the company that I was working for. And that promotion meant moving to Florida from my hometown or from my home in Springfield, Missouri. Now, many years prior, it was mid-90s, my then husband, Dan, and I had bought a house to raise our daughter, and that was in Springfield. Since that time, it was around 2005, Dan and I had divorced, and I still had the house, and I continued raising our daughter there. What happened was I got this job offer, a job promotion to move to Florida. That meant that my daughter and I would be moving to Florida. Honestly, I didn't want to get rid of the house. In the back of my mind, I knew that I wanted a safety net. And that safety net was, okay, what if this job thing doesn't work out? I want a place to come to. But I had it not in my budget to pay for 2 mortgages. I just didn't. I decided that why not turn that house into rental property? But I had never done that before and really wasn't around anybody that was a successful landlord, honestly. Well, my mom had a coworker whose daughter needed a place to stay. She was a single mom, kind of like me. Single mom, had a daughter, a little younger than Megan, and needed a place. Out of favor, I went ahead and it's like, okay, this is convenient. She needs to move in at precisely the time that we needed to move to Florida. So it seemed to work out. She moved in, we moved to Florida. But here's the thing. I didn't set the rent to, basically, the rent was about the same amount as the mortgage. And that was a big mistake. Okay. But I didn't know that. She stayed in that house for, I think, about 3 years, maybe 4 years. About the time when we moved back to Missouri. Now, during that time, there was a few times that something broke or some things happened that we needed to have somebody come in and fix. And that was a pain in the rear because I was all the way in Florida. I didn't have anybody except she would call me or she would call my mom. And sometimes the rent was late, but Mom had to collect the rent for me, and it was in cash, and then she'd have to run around town to make the deposit, and that wasn't fair to my mom, but that's how we worked it. We moved back to Missouri. I was not prepared because we had downsized and living in an RV, and I wasn't prepared to live in that house. I just didn't. I still wanted it as rental income. I'm just not prepared to buy all this furniture and live in that house. And it's kind of like stepping backwards a little bit because I just want to stay in a house on wheels because we feel like we have more freedom. So that's why we do it. By the time we came back to Missouri, our renter, it was time, she had given notice and she was going to leave. We came back to that house and oh my goodness, it was awful. I don't know how many cats she had, but that house reeked because she didn't take care of her cats. And cats are pretty clean animals when their litter boxes are kept up with. But oh, goodness. Left me speechless, left me breathless, and Robert and I had to pretty much rip up floors, totally redo, and totally just pretty much, not that we tore down walls or anything, but we had to strip down so much in that house and start over and paint, and we just put in a lot of elbow grease because you see the rent payment was pretty much the same as the mortgage, so it was just covering the mortgage payment. There was no little fund to help repair to that extent, to clean up to that extent, and we had to spend weeks. Robert and I use our own elbow grease to get it to where it was presentable to another renter. And there were times it's like, oh my gosh, I don't even know if we're going to be able to rent it to somebody else. And I was in tears. I have to admit. And I was at the point, it's like, I'm going to throw up my hands and I just want to be rid of this responsibility. But we kept on. And the house, we got it looking cute. We got the smell out of there, thank heavens. And that expense came at a time where we really couldn't afford it. We were starting our own business at the time. We did not have a big nest egg. We did not have all this stuff. And it was, if I had a day job, because this was when the company I was working for had closed, and I didn't have the luxury of a paycheck every 2 weeks. We were running on savings and trying to build Scrivener Solutions and trying to get our first clients. luckily, we got through that, and we did the elbow grease. We did the work because we had more time than money. And I felt some resentment because sometimes it's like, man, I should be working on Scrivener Solutions, but I've got to be doing this right now. Then we got our second renter, and we were still thinking, or I was still in the mindset, okay, I'm going to manage this. I can pick the tenants and stuff like that. Well, I wasn't quite ready to advertise that it was ready for rent. But a friend of ours had an employee that needed a place to stay, and it seemed like the thing to do. But to make a long story short on that relationship was very strained, and I hate that. There were some situations that neither one of us felt comfortable with. Neither one of us, meaning the tenant nor Robert or I. And there was some tension, and there were some disagreements, and I had it. And they were ready to move out, and I was ready to throw up my hands and say, I don't want to do this anymore. But I knew that I needed to keep the house because long term, this is going to pay off. This is going to be passive income. This is part of Robert and my work from anywhere income, an income stream that we can have, and part of our retirement. It's a long-term investment. But I made the decision. It's like, you know what? I need to have an expert to manage this property. Why am I trying to manage it when my time and my effort and my know-how is somewhere else? I don't have the resources nor the experience to bring in, to do the application process and bring in tenants. And then when there's a problem with the tenants, then not the problem with the tenants, but if there's a problem with the house that the tenants call in to, well, Robert and I want to be free to travel, and we don't have all the contacts that we need in the community to make sure that our tenants are cared for. If we're traveling around, who's going to watch our property? So I sought out a property manager, and that worked out very well. Our next tenants, the property manager interviewed them, did the application process, got them in, and they had their own handyman for when little things would arise and stuff like that. And I thought everything was good. We're going to be good for a long, long time. But then another issue, another learning experience. Something was not quite right with this management company. I just had this gut feeling that there was some sort of mismanagement of money. I did not have proof of this, but when it took 3, 4, up to 6 months to receive rental payments on things, and I would have to have several conversations and say, okay, why was there not a payment direct deposited to me this month? And a lot of excuses and a lot of hem-haws and things like that. So I was faced in like, you know what? I need to find a different management company. But I did not act in haste and disgust. I had by now had no emotional ties to this house, even though my daughter was raised in that. And that's one of the lessons I learned. It's like, okay, this is a business, and I just need to do what's right for the business. So I ended up going to my attorney and putting the property as an LLC. And for many, many years, from the time that I had started renting that property out, I had a separate bank account for that, and I always kept my mortgage payments or any bills in that account and paid it out of that account. Now, sometimes I'd have to pay into that because when there were repairs that had more, required more than what that bank account could afford, so there was a loss many years, I kept going. And anyway, this management company was not working out. there was a communication breakdown, and I was fearful that there might have been some mismanagement. And I worked with them for quite some time, more than a year, when the first problems arose. And I gave them ample chances because I believe that they were trying, and I can't pinpoint that they were truly mismanaging money. I just think something was a little off. But they were terrible communicators with me. And maybe it was a generational thing. I don't know. But they were not the right management company for me. So I sought out to interview new management companies. And I was given some referrals, and I had interviewed a few people, but I never got a good feeling. So I stayed in the bad situation because I didn't want to manage it, and it was kind of okay, but I knew it could be better. And finally, I was referred to my current manager. Her name's Laura, and we seem to click. I just really like her, and maybe it's because we're about the same age, and maybe it's because we have a similar communication style, but she is fantastic. And I think it was just a stroke of luck, the timing on giving the previous management company the notification of, hey, you are 6 months behind, and when I come to your office, I want all of this arrears money right now, because I had arranged for them to cut me a check and for us to part ways. And I was concerned about the tenants. And I don't know if it was luck or if I don't know. But the tenants happened to give notice about the same time. So when I was transitioning management companies, I was transitioning tenants as well, and it could not have been more smooth. And so Laura came on board, found a new tenant, and it has been wonderful. And that tenant was in for a year, and then she was like, hey, got your place up for rent again, and she just took care of everything. And she called me one day, and she's like, well, I think your rent should go up. I don't think you'd mind, but I need to ask. And I'm like, well, you know best. You know the market. Oh my gosh, I went from having the rental payment when I first started out about $5 more. I kid you not. I was so ignorant, but $5 more than the mortgage payment with no little reserve at all, to something that's several $100s over the mortgage payment, where I'm able to pay off that mortgage payment. Almost done with that mortgage payment, and working with a property manager that we're a team. This is a business for both of us, and it is well worth. And actually, I'm making more and know that my property's taken care of because she makes a good living from managing my property. And we make a great team. And that's what I was striving for. This passive income, I am not realizing that right now. I'm not drawing from the income that's coming from the property. I'm keeping that for when repairs need to happen. But oh my gosh, I see that mortgage going down, 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 down. And in Southwest Missouri, taxes and insurance are like so cheap as compared to most everywhere else in the U.S. I see that in the very near future, way before Robert and my retirement time, we will be able to realize an income from that property, passive income. Now, I get a monthly check so that I can cover some expenses on that. And I guess in theory right now it is passive income. However, my tax guy amortizes things and whatever. When you see wealthy people build their wealth, they have different revenue streams, and real estate has something to do with it. And I'm not suggesting that owning rental property is the right thing for you to do, but it certainly is the right path for me and a place to have passive income for me in the future. It has been a ton of work. It has been a pain at times, and it has been a strain financially, and it has been a risk. I mean, it really is. But yes, that payoff is hard work. Just like trying to build any affiliate type passive income online, there's a bit of risk. Sometimes it's a pain. Sometimes it's a struggle. Sometimes it's a financial strain. Sometimes it's a time constraint strain. But all of that working together, that will pay off. You will learn from all the obstacles. For me, I just can't get rid of that property, at least for now. And while I have other properties in the future, I think so. Not right now, but I think that type of investment will pay off. And when it's the right time to buy another property and take on that financial responsibility, that risk that's involved, I'll do that, because that's a part of our work from anywhere plans, one of our revenue streams, and it's a part of our revenue streams during our retirement years, and it's passive income. One last thing as to why I think some folks don't seek to have passive income. I said that some people just don't know really what to do to get started, and the other one is they don't realize that it's the dreaded 4-letter word of work to make it going. But perhaps one of the third reason, perhaps it's a guilt that you shouldn't get something for nothing. Maybe there's this misnomer that passive income, it's like getting money for nothing. And it seems somehow wrong. Well, I'm just telling you, get over that feeling. Just get over it. Because as you heard in today's podcast, you certainly earn your passive income. It doesn't just come. You have to earn it, and you earn every penny of it. Let me tell you. Now, I am no expert, and I have not made millions on affiliate programs or from my rental property. But what I do know is that having multiple streams of income is super important to the longevity of my business and my happiness. I just know that, and I believe that to be true for everyone. Multiple streams of income helps me feel more secure in the fact that if one part of my business falls off, or there's a downhill swing or something's going on, then other areas will either be growing or are stable. It just helps with my security level. Now, I look back over my 20 years in the medical field, and I relied on one income stream. And that's true for most of us. When we have a regular day job, that's what we rely on. That's the only thing. It's, my paycheck came in every 2 weeks, and all my eggs were in all that basket. If that paycheck was gone, then I was freaked out on how I was going to pay the bills. I never planned on multiple streams of income. When that job was gone, my paycheck was gone. As I started Scrivener Solutions, I didn't do it the right way. Like, I should have started that business when I was working my day job, but I didn't. And then when I converted and was starting Scrivener Solutions, I focused so much on the client work. Now, I've built that up enough that I'm focusing more and more time on these different revenue streams to stabilize my income. Because a lot of folks, when they first start their business, the volatile ups and downs of when the revenue comes in freaks a lot of people out. And if you can get over that and look long term and know that the work that you're doing now, that foundational work, is going to pay off. That's why if you're in a day job and you're wanting out, start your platform. I've mentioned before, and I'll mention it again, a great book to read is Michael Hyatt's Platform. Now, I have a link in the show notes, and by the way, full disclosure, it is an affiliate link, but I do highly recommend it because it is a great start in understanding what you should do to build your online platform. It's a great start. And if you've been in business a while and you're trying your hand at creating multiple streams of income, just don't give up. Your work will pay off. And if you haven't read Michael Hyatt's book, Platform, and you're struggling in growing your business and you're not producing consistent content, you're not building your platform, or you don't know how, start there. I recommend it. Thank you so much for joining me today. And don't be disillusioned by the word passive. The payoff will come, especially if you're willing to take a few risks to try things out, learn from others, and venture into new territory to make it work. I know you can do it, and you'll be richer for it. Now, if you found this show helpful, I'd be honored if you'd subscribed. That would be so great. And remember, you can go to GaylaScrivener.com/job list and download those 20 work from anywhere jobs. And until next time, I hope you have a fantastic week.